When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
After 7 rounds, it has come down to this. One more race to see who will be the champion 2021 Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modifieds. Hello and happy Tuesday to all you watching here on the Elite Racing Network, as we are set indeed for the season finale for the Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modifieds. Along with Mike Goodman, I'm Connor Sullivan, as we are qualifying here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Magic Mile, one of the go-to destinations in all of modified racing, not just in the real world, but also here on iRacing. Goody, it's been quite the season. It's had a lot of twists and turns, a couple of surprises along the way, and man, we've got one of the best tracks in modified racing to finish it off.
Yeah, I think, a track that could turn up some surprises and twists and turns. I think it's right here at New Hampshire, the Daytona Talladega. I should just say the Daytona of modifieds, that's for sure. I even seen them practice today. They were doing group runs, pit parties they call them in League iRacing, to get the draft and everything going here. So I think this is just about anyone's game here tonight. I think we're in for a pretty good show.
Yeah, I think when it comes to comparing tracks, you've got, Thompson, Stafford, they're like the Darlington and Charlotte of modified racing. But yeah, this is definitely, I'd say, the Daytona of the sport for sure. Whereas you get the most fans, biggest money, and just probably the most prestige. And again, not to take anything away from the Connecticut tracks. I am from Connecticut myself, but of course the style of racing that you get in New Hampshire is just, you can't get anywhere else in the real world, with the way the draft works, with all the slingshots, the dive bombs that you get into the turns. It's just some of the most epics on racing you can take in.
Yeah, and I was always wondering how realistic, racing modifieds on at New Hampshire before. I was wondering how realistic is it, and I was watching some of the highlights from the New Hampshire race for the modifieds earlier a couple weeks ago, I believe. Wasn't it Ryan Preece that won on a last lap pass over, I think, was it Justin Bonsignor?
Yes, it was.
And it was very similar to what you see here on iRacing, so it's very, very realistic.
Well, of course, that's what they went for in iRacing. But, of course, the Elite Modified Tour, we've gone to some other big tracks. Like, of course, last week we went to the former USA International Raceway, and we've got tracks like Iowa and the Milwaukee Mile on here. And they're all very similar to the racing that you see at New Hampshire in real life. But, this is the kind of the track where it started on the trend, and, it's love to see modifieds take on other tracks like that. But of course, in the case of USA International, that doesn't exist. And the others, well, they're just outside the regular sphere of influence that is the Northeast, which is where modifieds are at their heights. And of course, you've got the Southeast tracks as well. Of course, Bowman Gray Stadium, the season's starting to come to a wrap down there, as well as, of course, football season is just on the horizon down there. But meanwhile, heading into this final race is Ryan Gable that's giving chase to the points leader, Tyler Fody. Got about 12 points separated between the two. Mitch Trunowski, I think he may be mathematically out of this goodie, but he's definitely going to give it his all on this one, as we are, again, going through time trials right now. Brandon Wilkinson, top of the charts, who still surprisingly has not won a race this season.
Yeah, he's missed the past couple of weeks, too. It's good to see him back and give it one last go. Again, the defending champion, it'd be nice to see him get into victory lane, and currently looks to be in a good position to do so, but he'll have a lot of hungry dogs behind him. Bristol winner Ray Foderuso currently in second, and of course we'll have the heat races coming up next, so we could even see the field jumble up a little bit as qualifying has completed with Brandon Wilkinson. Fast time.
It will be So I believe it will be Wilkinson and Gable on the front row for heat number 1. If we're doing this like we have the last couple of weeks, of course you'll have Ray Foderuso, the winner at Bristol earlier in the summer.
Oh, and it looks like no heats now? So we've had a mixed bag of heats, inverted heats, and it looks like no heat today. So yeah, it looks like Gable's in third place, lining up, and
nobody tells us anything.
I know. We're just as surprised as the viewers are out there.
And looks like Brandon Wilkinson winking out a little bit, and we haven't even set it on the pace lap. Yeah. So it will be a heads up start for the Overton Speed Shop 100. Brandon Wilkinson, Ray Foderuso, your front row, ahead of Ryan Gable and James Stanger in row 2. And then row 3, your points leader and championship hopeful Tyler Fody in 5th position alongside Andrew Rucker. And then you got the founder himself, Chad Frankenfield, Jay Kaner in row number 4.
Then you got Mitch Drunowski inside of row number 5. Alongside of him, Jesse Rasmus in the number 70 machine. Row number 6, Casey Hatch in the number 14 machine. Says number 15 on there, but you'll see him in the Chase Briscoe looking car. And in the 44, starting 12th, will be Brendan Mandonia. 13th will be Thomas Capuano. Daryl Canfield in 14th. Brian Kramer in 15th, and rounding out the 8th row will be Mark Keeler. Then you see.
Rounding out our 19 car field, he'll be Zach Evans and Kyle Sisko in row 9, and on shotgun on the field will be Brandon Paul, who was unable to make a qualifying time along with Sisko.
So yeah, I think it's with the 19 cars you're mentioning. Mitch Drunowski, he needed 20 points, and I think the best he could do is tie Fody, and then also you'd have to have Ryan Gable to have a pretty bad day as well. So it's pretty much mathematically eliminated for the 57. But as you said earlier too, I bet you he's going to be running just as hard if he were in championship contention, as I'm sure all 19 cars in this field will do as well.
I'm going to steal some words from the famous Bob Jenkins, who unfortunately passed away this week. I'm going to miss him. It will come down to 2. Will it be Tyler Fody or Ryan Gable? But meanwhile, we've got a race to run. Green flag is in the air. Brandon Wilkinson gets the jump. But Gable's going to make it 3 wides going onto the apron on lap number 1. Bold move by Ryan Gable. And they are 3 wide. He's got Wilkinson on the inside and Foderuso to his outside.
Wow, what an aggressive move by Gable off the start. And he's going to take the lead now over Foderuso. And Foderuso's trying to take that peak on the inside going down for lap number 2. And Foderuso lays a little bit of a bumper at the start-finish line. So, man, these guys are getting aggressive right off the start of the bat.
Foderuso, he tried to throw in the dive bomb move, but he almost mistimed it. And actually, he almost got into Gable's left rear corner, but he's able to get back into line. Meanwhile, they are side by side for second position. Bodie coming up the inside as he's now able to work his way past Brandon Wilkinson.
Yeah, Fody, again, championship hopeful, needs a good day, consistent day. He should lock it up, barring any troubles that he'd have today, currently running in third. And how about this, Chad Frankenfield battling our pole sitter, Brandon Wilkinson, who's been struggling off the start here, needs to get into a little bit of a rhythm here to work his way back up to the front.
Going to come back around to complete lap number 4 of 100s here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
And I gotta ask you too. Do you think the outside or the inside's the more preferred line to race in? As looks like we have a little battle for the lead.
Yep, Bottarusso looking to the inside. New Hampshire's an interesting track. Something that they did about 20 years ago. They actually widened the track to the inside, so it's a shorter way around, but it is pretty much flat down there. Of course, New Hampshire doesn't have a ton of banking to begin with. But I'll tell you what, though, Bottarusso is able to force Gable off the lower middle line where there is some banking around there, and is able to find some speed, and he's going to be able to get the lead here as we now have 5 of 100 laps in the book. But Gable thought about flying back to the outside, but Bottarusso shuts the door. You see Fody in the 3rd position, and meanwhile they are double wide for about 5th through 8th.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised how many moves are made on the inside so far. I mean, in my past experiences racing on this track, it seems like the outside line you get the better run off the corner, but a lot of these guys on the inside are making some pretty decent runs. As Jay Canoer trying to make that run off Wilkinson, who's still falling back. He's fallen back into 5th. And right behind him, how about the 14 of James Stanger? He's working his way up to the front as well. Now he's battling Canoer for the 6th spot.
Yep, Canoer and Stanger, they are dead even. It looks like Stanger at the line by about a quarter car length to take over the 6th position, but they are going back and forth. The key to making a good inside move at New Hampshire is being able to break the momentum of the driver you're racing that's to your outside. Just to take a dirt turn away.
Ooh.
You gotta try and pull a slide job here, but you gotta be careful not to cost yourself enough momentum, and also give the driver you're racing an opportunity to do the crossover move to the inside.
Yeah, speaking of dirt track moves, looks like Frankenfield was just a little sideways going into the corner about a lap ago, and was not able to keep that momentum going to get around Fody. And it was a cool looking move, but you got to wonder how much he's going to be burning off those tires.
Yep, of course, these drivers do get a chance at a single pit stop during the race. When that's going to happen, well, it's going to depend on the yellow flags, but it's been a clean start, though, as we now have 9 laps in the book. Now we're working lap number 10. And Wilkinson, he's not done after falling back off the pole on the original start. He's to the inside of Bodie, trying to get back up through the top 5. As Wilkinson, nice job to keep the momentum even on the inside. See what he can do here in turn 3. Gets clear, and he's going to get in front of Bodie and take over the 4th position as we got trouble behind.
It looks like Rucker goes around and see if he gets going. Looks like that might bring out the yellow flag.
No indication yet.
There's a
no, pace car is out.
There we go. Try to get the correct signage there. And yeah, the yellow flag is out as Rucker, I believe it was just a solo spin. We'll take a peek on the replay.
Rucker channeling his inner Justin Bonsignor with the Phoenix Communications look to what we see Bonsignor run typically on the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour.
And a guy, too, who's usually pretty fast at a track like this. He was our winner at Milwaukee. Yep, little contact. And around he goes. We'll take one more look at that replay.
Looks like a racing incident for the most part.
It just washes up, hits Stanger, and around he goes. But doesn't look like too much worse for the wear. A little contact to the inside wall. Should be okay to keep going.
And it looked like Stanger, he was just running his line, so it looked like he kind of came down. But I think, again, that's just him minding his own business. As going to now tap into some of the Connecticut race announcers. It was like two cymbals coming together in an orchestra.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one. That's basically what it is. One guy coming up, one guy, coming down just a little bit, and yeah, coming together like a cymbal. Dude, that's pretty good. I like that.
The only thing I can't remember is, I should know this too. Everybody's going to get mad at me for forgetting this. I can't remember if that's Matt Buckler or Ben Dodge there. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. So I haven't been to a lot of races at Stafford, unfortunately, this season, with just the busy schedule I've got with Speed 51.
But it's, I'm sure someone maybe in the comments will maybe remind us of who came up with that. But
yep. But in any case, though, looks like lights are off on the pace car, and we'll be back to green with 13 laps in the books. So no fuss, no muss so far here in the Overton Speed Shop 100 in the season finale for the 2021 Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modifieds. Definitely been a fun summer here on the Elite Racing Network. We certainly hope that you've enjoyed some of the rides along the way. Again, it's been some crazy racing, some unexpected moments. Blackout at Stafford. Luckily, we don't have to worry about that today. The setup for the race has been good. Meanwhile, we've got a restart and picture perfect for Ray Fadaruso and Ryan Gable as they get single file, but Chad Frankenfield making a bid up the inside for second position.
He's trying to make some noise, unable to do so, but he's going to try again going into turn number 3. He's going to get alongside Gable. Will he have the momentum coming out of turn number 4? I think they're going to be at about a dead heat. And actually, Frankenfield looks like he has a little bit of advantage, but I think the drafting helps with Fadaruso and Wilkinson behind. Ooh, but now, roadblock. Here goes Frankenfield looking for the lead. Man, he took a deep dive into turn 1.
Nice job by Frankenfield. Looks like Fadaruso might have slipped up just a little bit. And now Frankenfield able to get the side draft as they go down the back straightaway. And into 3, Frankenfield the dive. Fadaruso really washes up there 3 wide now for second position as Frankenfield takes the lead. And here comes Wilkinson back into the picture.
Wow, what great racing. Able to complete the 3 wide move. Gable holding on to second, but on the inside, looks like Wilkinson's going to try to make that run. Now he's got the help of Fadaruso on the inside. Frankenfield, looks like he overdrove the exit of turn 2. Still able to hold on to the lead as of right now.
It's not going to hurt him, though, because these two are still side by side for seconds. They're holding each other up. And it's one of the things when these cars get side by side from second on back, the leader, you can make a small mistake and be able to get away with it. But again, small.
Yeah,
that's it. No more than that. That's more margin for error. As Wilkinson, he's going to secure the second position, but Gable still on his tail with Fadaruso and Canor right behind him. And Wilkinson not wasting any time. He gets the outside line, but Frankenfield shuts the door. Wilkinson, he's trying that crossover move at the line. Give that lap to Frankenfield. For how much longer? As we're now 17 in. Yep, not much longer indeed, as Wilkinson rather is able to get to the top spot. Frankenfield, he fights back with the crossover move as they head into turn 3.
Man, they're fighting side by side, not giving each other an inch. It's been good racing. Even further back in the pack, you see Fadaruso getting battled by Rasmus just a little bit, but this battle for the lead, I think Frankenfield had him at the line again this time by. Let's see if we see another crossover move. Gable might be there just to impede it a little bit. Ooh, and Canor looks like he had a little contact by Fody. And Tyler Fody, our points leader going into today, trying to be the champion, moves up into the 5th spot. Almost had a little bit of a wiggle there.
They are slicing and dicing all throughout this field. This is New Hampshire racing at its best right now. with the Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modifieds.
Yeah, they are putting on one heck of a show, and here comes Frankenfield on the inside again, trying to clear Wilkinson. Can he do it? Looks like he will, coming out of 2. And now
the other good thing about Loudon, plenty of room to race on. Not like some of the other tracks where we've had a lot of yellow flags during the season here, as these two, they kind of cost each other some momentum. Here comes Gable. I thought he was going to go 3 wide, but instead he's going to slot in behind Wilkinson as give another lap led by Frankenfield. Is so close, as Wilkinson hanging down on the apron of the track. As now they'll switch. Gable comes up to the outside, and Russo now slotting in behind the leader, Frankenfield. Well, make that second place, Frankenfield. Boy, I'm going to have to check the lead changes after this one. Boy, not just the official lead changes, but the unofficial lead changes right now. They are going at it.
Yeah, these unofficial lead changes are almost at least 2-3 times a lap. And right now you could throw a blanket over the top 4, and now the rest of the field's catching up to these boys as well. Bring Tyler Fody up in the mix. He's going to put the heat on Ryan Gable back for that fourth spot. As the top 3 trying to straighten out, to pull away just a little bit. Fody, can he do it going into turn number 1? We're going to see if he's going to dive bomb.
I thought Fody might play the patience game here. You know, he's just got to stay in touch with Gable this race with the 12-point lead. And it's the same as the NASCAR point system, 1 point per position. But nope, he's gone on the offensive here as we are now 22 laps complete. Meanwhile, Wilkinson and Frankenfield still dueling out for the lead. Russo coming back into the mix as we complete lap 23.
Russo on the inside of Frankenfield. They're side by side. Russo pushing Frankenfield up just a little bit, coming out of the corner. Looks like Frankenfield will gain that momentum back on corner exit as they are drag racing down the backstretch. Now Russo's going to get past Frankenfield, but here comes Gable to the inside. And now Gable's going to give the pressure on Russo. And no, Chad's going to make it almost 3 wide there for a second. As now,
Frankenfield
wow,
down on the apron. Much like what we've seen with the Wheel and Modified Tour this past month. One cool thing about the Wheel and Modified Tour race this past month is that NASCAR, they decided to not go with PJ1 on the track, and that has hampered the real world races with the Wheel and Modified Tour the last couple of years or so, as it has just absolutely been murder on the tires out there. But man, oh man, they are having a good time right now. Of course, this is a pre-PJ1 New Hampshire, a little bit newer asphalt here, as we see now Russo has been able to take advantage of these guys mixing it up, and he's down in front.
Yeah, he's trying to show that Bristol was no fluke, as he's going to take the lead as we're going to complete lap number 26. And man, these guys are just jockeying for position. It's still anybody's race here, and it just seems like as the leader, you're basically a sitting duck. Is there anything you can do to kind of defend these runs that are coming at you?
Not really. The best you can hope for is, again, that the second place cars get side by sides and really are just able to hamper each other. That's pretty much the best you can hope for at the end of a race, or just for everybody behind you to get squirrely, because it does take some time for drivers to be able to close back in with each other with the restrictor plates on these engines.
So, I mean, even one probably strategy could be the best defense is a good offense, just maybe timing it up just at the right time, similar to some restrictor plate tracks in like the NASCAR Cup or Xfinity Series.
Yeah, exactly. The best, in fact, just like you saw back in July on the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour, the best time to make a move if you're in second position is not just the last lap, but the last turn of the last lap, because nobody can make a counterattack after that. It's basically going all for broke. Basically everything you see for the first 99 laps is just a preview, and sometimes in these races at Loudon, you'll see some guys stay single file, behave themselves, but sometimes they'll go at it, put on a show, and I'll tell you what, we're getting a show so far tonight. But the good news is that everybody is behaving themselves out there.
Yeah, we've seen some aggressive side-by-side racing, but yet clean. Very little contact. Only incident we had was with the number 11 of Andrew Rucker, who is the only car out of the race. Other than that, all 18 cars on the lead lap still in contention. And it looks like behind them here, I think there was a 14 of Stanger that got a little sideways as they're battling back for around the 8th, 9th spot.
You see Zach Evans moving up through the field. I believe that's Cisco, actually.
Ooh.
I believe.
I'm sure. Well, that's Cisco in the. He's 20 on your ticker there, but he's the number 6 car on track. Fooled us many times this season, but hey, yeah, we don't. Oh, I was gonna say we don't see Zach Evans out here. He's back in 16th, the original number 6.
Yep,
there he is.
So Kyle Cisco running 9th in what is painted the number 6 car, that PSR entry out there. And meanwhile, though, Jesse Rasmus giving that number 70 car a try on the inside, as things have kind of stretched out some a little bit here, as we see Fadaruso, Wilkinson, Gable, Frankenfield, Cody, your top 5, but yeah, back up to the top 10 now. They haven't calmed down. They are still going on. Although I say that, Gable's got a little company from behind there from Frankenfield.
Yeah, well, he's coming up, and he's not going to be. That 15's not going to be patient, as he's going to try to look on the inside of Ryan Gable there, coming out of turn 2. And is this more of the drivers just trying to get comfortable, just trying to get? We're still, about a third of the way into this race. You're not too far into it. Or is it maybe like tires kind of wearing in, and they're not going to be able to stay in these packs as well?
I think it's more simple than that. They just want to race. They want to put on a show. They want to have fun, and they just want to get in front of the other guy. Just being typical racers out there, as we see Wilkinson moving in. Meanwhile, we've got a battle for the 7th position.
It looks like Stanger's going to try to do that slide job. He's not quite going to get there. Ooh, there's a little contact between the 14 and the 9. That's going to knock Kenora all the way back into the 9th position, as Cisco was able to get by. Now Cisco is going to put the heat on Stanger, and looks like he's going to get around him as well.
So Stanger kind of taking advantage, or actually Cisco kind of taking advantage of a little bit of chaos manufactured by others to move his way up into the mid part of the top 10. Although looks like Stanger's car may be getting a little tight out there, as we see Kenora back on the attack here in the battle for the 8th position.
Ooh, and it looks like Kenora is going to get it going. Ooh, a little contact, I think, from Stanger and Kenora, but Kenora able to keep it going, and he's going to hold on to that 8th spot. And I thought for a second I was going to check this lead out here with Fadaruso and Wilkinson. It looked like Wilkinson was closing in, was getting right along that bumper, but it still seems about a car length gap between 1st and 2nd, as I'm sure Wilkinson's just being patient, just waiting and biding his time, trying to wait for that opportunity to pounce and get that lead back, as he was our pole sitter.
Field moves through 1 and 2, now back onto the back straightaway. Del Rey Fadaruso with the lead. Wilkinson now drops back to about 2 or 3 car lengths. Gable now closing the gap as they go through turns 3 and 4. But Gable, he kind of washes up a little bit, and he's got Chad Frankenfield putting some pressure on the battle for the 3rd position as we complete lap number 36.
Yeah, now it seems like 2nd to about, or would that be
37.
about 6. They're all packed up, ready to pounce on Wilkinson if they get the opportunity. And even in the back of the top 10, I think that 9 car of Kenora, he's been putting on a show. Even Capuano, they're battling up ahead of him for the for the ninth position, or the 8th position, sorry, with James Stanger. So these guys are right about the tail end of that top 10. They haven't let up on their aggressiveness at all since the drop of the green flag, still trying to jockey for position. Oh, it looks like the 9 car goes around, and looks like Stanger gets involved as well. Now we'll bring out our second yellow of the night.
Well, Stanger able to get away with just a slide, but Kenor not as fortunate as he gets into the inside wall. Let's see how much damage he has to the 9 car. See if he pits under this yellow flag as we complete lap number 39. And we're kind of creeping into the pit window here for both tires and fuel as well. Should be able to go the rest of the way should you decide to stop from here. And I'll tell you what, with how clean the race has been, again, 2 lap cautions in the first 40 laps, you might see some guys that decide to take a chance and take the initiative.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they don't come down pit road. Last time only 5 cars came down. We'll see what brings out. Ooh, Kenor and Stanger getting together. Ooh, that was a hard lick for Kenor to that inside wall. So yeah, we'll see how much damage is done to the suspension of that 9 machine.
Yeah, I think under normal circumstances, his day would be done. So we'll have to see how it is in the iRacing sim.
He's coming.
As we do have, we have these cars on pit road. I think we've got actually, a bunch of cars on pit road. Wilkinson, Bodie, Frankenfield, Junowski, Hatch, Madonia, Keeler, Stanger. Meanwhile, they have Fataruso, Gable, and Kramer, along with Cisco, Capuano, Rasmus, Daryl Canfield. The top 7 are going to remain out, and
looks like Keeler's going to win the race. Going to win that race on pit road. Yeah, he might have. I wonder if he take it. This is the second time that Paul and Keeler have been down pit road, so maybe deciding to take 2 tires. I wonder if that was a strategy for those 2 guys.
Definitely a possibility. So, meanwhile, it will be Ray Fataruso and Ryan Gable who lead the field back to green. Maybe you should see what Brian Kramer and Kyle Cisco can do now that they're going to be able to sniff the clean air out there. And again, under normal circumstances for a 100-lap race, you can't make it on a tank of fuel here. So I get the feeling that these guys are going to have to pit at least one more time. So, or the guys that have not pitted will have to pit at least once.
Yeah, I'm wondering. You know, we seen Gable try to stretch it out a couple times. I think he did it at Iowa and last week at USA. But I'd be surprised if these guys would be able to make it on fuel, and gotta wonder the tires themselves too. We've seen how the field kind of spread out a little bit after that run. So these guys with the fresh tires, I think they might be ready to pounce once this green flag comes back out.
All right, so again, Fataruso, Gable, Kramer, Cisco, your top 2 rows. Jesse Rasmus, Thomas Capuano in row 3. Jesse Rasmus, Daryl Canfield in row 3 back there. As waiting for the green. Ooh, a bit of a stack up on the green flag. That reminds me of the IndyCar race there. Luckily, nobody ended up in the air this time. Green's back in the air and is a dead heat into turn 1. Fataruso gets a bit of an edge to start, but Gable hanging right there on his right rear tire as they head down the back straightaway. 3 wide behind.
Well, 3 wide in the back of the pack, trying to get it settled out on this restart as we still have that battle up front as well. So a lot of action, a lot of these guys trying to get all the advantage they can on these fresh tires. Looks like Keeler gets on that inside. He's fallen back all the way to about the 13th position. But back up front, looks like Gable dove bomb into turn number 1. It looks like he's going to take that lead over Fataruso.
So Gable a little bit on the defensive now as Fataruso gets back to the outside. No, maybe not. He's going to go low on him. A little bit of Days of Thunder trickery right there. As we come back to complete lap number 43. Now, Gable just gets the lead by half a car length. And they are 2 by 2 all the way back to the 6th position. So we see Kramer and Kyle Cisco battling out right now. But again, these guys, I think they're going to have to pit at some point. So they're just kind of seeing what their cars can do right now, trying to feel things out. As Fadaruso, Gable gets a little high there, almost got off the main racing line, but is able to keep things in check. As we see right now, it looks like it's Frankenfield who's the highest of the cars that took tires that last yellow flag.
Ooh, and he's going aggressively on the inside of that 6 of Cisco as they are side by side coming out of turn 2. And I just had a note here. I seen on Fody now has worked up into the 15th position. But if things stood as they do right now, if the race ended here on lap 45, Gable will have enough to pass Fody to be the champion. But I'm sure it's just Fody trying to survive and get to the end of the race.
And he knows that Gable can't make it the rest of the way on fuel as well. So, yeah, why put your car at risk right now and losing the championship? So I think it's all going to come back once we get down to the end of this thing here in the Overton Speed Shop 100. But meanwhile, though, Russo, he's out there logging laps at the front of the fields as they are 2 by 2 for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Yes, Frankenfield will get that 4th position. Capiano falling back into 5th. Cisco's under some heat for the 6th position. Now Frankenfield's going for 3rd under the number 4 of Brian Kramer. Let's see if he can get it done here inside turn 4. See if he can get that momentum built up. Looks like he might be able to. And now Frankenfield move him up into the 3rd spot. And now, with those fresh tires, he's looking to chase down the top 2 of Gable and Fadaruso.
Frankenfield, he's got all the grip right now compared to all these guys. We see Kramer on the inside, but he just doesn't have momentum or the mechanical grip to get the job done right now. So we see Frankenfield pull a bit of a bead. Oh, contacts, though. What a save by Frankenfield. He's able to keep it down on the racing line in turn 3. As we come back to complete lap 48, as we got a car out of shape.
Looks like Cisco's involved. Yeah, Cisco goes around. I can't remember who he made contact with there. We'll see what brought out the yellow. But, man, racing was getting real aggressive about 3rd on back behind that 15 car Frankenfield. And
that's what happens when you have a mix of guys on new tires and trying to go up against guys that are trying to survive on the old tires. Just that difference of speed, difference of grip. Let's take a look.
Just almost an accordion effect. Oh, Wilkinson gets involved as well.
No. And that's the risk you run when you pit first, getting caught in someone else's mess. And that's exactly what happened to Brandon Wilkinson, whose chances of taking a win here on the 2021 Elite Modified Tour have taken a serious hit as we are now halfway through.
And now Jake Canor also getting involved very late. Oh, just gets clipped by Ramus and hits the inside wall and the outside wall, so some more damage to that 9 machine. And it does look like we are active on pit road once again.
Yep. Meanwhile, you got all the drivers that didn't pit that last time. Well, they're on pit roads right now with a couple of drivers seeking additional service as well. As we see, Brandon Paul is going to win the race off pit road. And he's kind of making a couple of pit stops out there, I'm sure, for adjustments. Fadaruso, the highest of the front runners, and Brian Gable following him out there as Tyler Fody, it said he was going to come back to him. And, yep, he's up into the 4th position right now. We see Chad Frankenfield, Mitch Trunowski, Zach Evans, Tyler Fody, Daryl Canfield are going to be your top 5, followed by Mark Keeler. He was the last of the drivers that did not pit. And then it'll be Brandon Wilkinson, who I think is back on pit road. It says here. We'll have to see how scoring sorts itself out. Yep, he is indeed on pit road. So it'll be Fadaruso in the 7th position, Gable 8th, Capuano and Kramer to round out the top 10 for the restarts as we see Wilkinson on pit road. 4 repairs, frustrated, no doubt.
Yeah, making his return after several weeks' absence, was running in contention all night long and unfortunately gets caught up in that wreck. And now we have new players up front. Chad Frankenfield, Drunowski. Both of them hungry for a win. Drunowski does have that win at Stafford a couple weeks ago. He won in the dark out a few weeks ago. Zach Evans, how about that? That'd be awesome to see him get a solid run here. And again, championship leader Tyler Fode kind of falling right into his lap so far, but still a long way to go. And I'm sure there's still a lot of hungry guys all around him trying to get wins, and he's just got to stay out of trouble to lock that championship up. Looks like the pace car lights are off. 1 lap to green flag racing here in the Overton Speed Shop 100. I'd like to welcome them aboard to tonight's event. Colin, we got you there? Or Connor? I think we might have lost him. Might have lost you, Connor. I'm not sure what's going on, but pace car dives off. We're back to green flag racing. Chad Frankenfield's going to get the lead here, and he's going to clear Drunowski as they head on down into turn number 1. And Zach Evans and Tyler Fode are going to be battling for that 3rd position. Let's see who can get the advantage out of turn 2. Oh, looks like we have a wreck in the back. Canfield goes around. Oh, man. Big wreck. Kramer's involved in the 4. As some of those cars got air. Wheeler has some damage. Stanger goes around again as well. So another incident for the number 14 machine. As we have another yellow, as we did not get I think we got 1 lap in of green flag racing. We'll see if we can get Connor back on here as well. So we'll see what brought out this latest yellow. I think that started all with the 17 of Daryl Canfield. Trying to get clear Fadaruso. Gable, gets a little bit into him. Looks like netcode might have hampered him there. Mandonia involved. Keeler gets involved in the wreck as well. Some heavy contact for those guys. Looks like Canfield, his night might be done. Looks like maybe a little bit of smoke. We'll see if he's able to get going. Yeah, a couple cars there with some smoke out of their engines. Keeler and Canfield on pit road. So still holding on to that lead is Chad Frankenfield. Tyler Fode holding on to that 4th position. So we're under yellow for the 4th time tonight. Chad Frankenfield looking for his first win of the season. Drunowski again winner a couple weeks ago. Zach Evans looking for his first win here in the Elite Modified Tour.
Oh, okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, now we're back. Hey,
Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Just was able to catch the big wreck, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunate for a couple cars there involved. Looks like now, with some of the cars that dropped out of the race, and some of the cars that now I think Stanger and Keeler, they're going to be out, and along with Canfield, there's going to be about 13 cars left running out on the racetrack. That's just going to further lock or give better chances, I should say, to Fode to clinch that championship here tonight.
Well, at least the good news is that a lot of the early favorites, they're still in this. Sometimes the safest place to be is out in front, as we see Frankenfield, Drunowski, the top 2 right now. As luckily your points leaders, Tyler Fode, he's survived. Ryan Gable, he's still in it as well. So, and like you said, I think there's a good chance that enough cars could be knocked out of this race.
Yeah, you see about half the field still going down pit road. It looks like Capuano. on back, going down pit road, getting some fresh rubber. So, yeah, we'll still have about 40, what am I doing, math? 44, 43 laps to go once we go back green, as it looks like we do have the one to go.
Yep, so 57 laps completes. They'll get it back on lap number 59. So, yeah, you'll have about 42 laps to go. So, still plenty of time for these guys to tingle, although I think now they're going to take these laps with a certain bit of trepidation after, again, we lost about half the field in that major melee down the back straightaway.
Yeah, and just unfortunate. Looked like a little bit aggressive driving, a little bit of netcode that brought out that last yellow, but looks like we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here in the Overton Speed Shop 100. Chad Frankenfield hits that loud pedal. He's going to get a good start. And once again, he should clear Drunowski as they head on down into one.
Frankenfield's a good launch off the line. Gets about a car length. As we see Gable, a recreation of the opening lap, takes it 3 wide into turns 1, goes past both Zach Evans and I believe that was Fody out there. Yep, that is Tyler Fody on the outside, as he and Evans are still side by side. Gable secure right now, as meanwhile Frankenfield's with a lot of heat from Mitch Drunowski as we complete lap 59.
Man, it seems like now that half the field's knocked out, usually this is when things calm down, but these guys I think are ramping up. You see sometimes coming out of 2, these guys overdriving it, getting into the wall. They want this lead. They want every position they can get, and they are working at it, as right now it's the battle for the top spot between Drunowski and Frankenfield. Frankenfield still holding on to that spot, but don't look now. Here comes Ryan Gable. If he can't win that championship, I think he wants to be the only 3-time winner this season.
Yep, and he's already the only 2-time winner out there. And heck, if Frankenfield were to take down the victory, wouldn't be much of a problem. As well as Drunowski, though, he does have a win to his credit, and he wants number 2. He dives to the inside as they go into turns 3 and 4, but he's unable to break Frankenfield's momentum. Frankenfield's battling back to the outside. Oh, I have no idea who led that lap. Scoring shows Frankenfield out in front.
Yeah, that was about as close as you can get at the line. And man, oh man, it looks like Drunowski's going to get to the inside and pass Frankenfield, but don't look now. Here comes Gable as they are almost down to the apron. Gable does go on the apron into turn 1, trying to make that pass. And a little bit of contact. Oh boy.
Oh man.
As Gable takes the lead through all of that ruckus. Frankenfield into 3rd, and now Drunowski, he's going to fall all the way back into 4th as Fodaruso moves up into the 3rd position.
Gable, he knows at this point he's got nothing to lose out there, as again, just 12 cars left in this race. So I think that might just about do it here in this one, at least as far as the points are concerned. But race win still very much up for grabs. Frankenfield bows back to the inside as they come onto the front straightaway to complete lap 63.
The only other interesting point is if Fody does get involved in a wreck, which with these guys, they're racing pretty aggressive. If he finishes 12th and Gable wins.
Oh, that's right.
Because he led a lap.
Yep, you get the 3 points, the 3 extra points for a win. Just, again, like a NASCAR competition, good point, Goody.
Yeah, so it's not totally wrapped up yet, but it's still looking pretty good. So there's still that outside puncher's chance. We might have Gable hoisting the trophy, as now Fodaruso, he's going to take the lead. Our Bristol winner trying to clear Frankenfield as they come out of turn 2.
Gable bows back to the inside, just enough to end Fody. He's still in the 5th position, watching all this chaos go on out his windshield right now. I think that's the thing that you want to do right now. Oh, if I say that, he pulls right up on the back. Gable, who's all the way back to the 4th position, bows for 2nd. Well, it was for 2nd as Frankenfield now going after Fodaruso for the lead as they dive down to turn number 165. Laps now complete.
Man, almost making contact into turn 1, able to stay off each other. able to keep going as they drag race down into turn number 3. Who's going to get the advantage? Frankenfield's going to throw it in there, but I don't think he's going to have enough momentum. Oh, as they make contact once again, that's going to screw up the momentum of Fadaruso. Frankenfield's going to take the lead. Here is a complete lap number 65 coming to 66.
Frankenfield's pouring on the aggression as they came off turn number 4 that last time. Fadaruso quick to respond as now he gets close to Frankenfield. He's able to avoid the wheel-to-wheel contact out there. But these guys, they are racing like there are 10 to go when we still have over 30 to go as we see Drunowski almost into the grass in turns 3 and 4. Fadaruso will have the lead at the line as Drunowski loses all the momentum and Frankenfield again back on the attack. Now 67 laps complete.
Man, I don't know where you can see much better racing than right here in the Overton Speed Shop 100 as Fadaruso and Frankenfield and even Drunowski mixing it up as it looks like Fadaruso's going to try to do a crossover move. He's going to get in the back of Frankenfield. Frankenfield spins. He goes around. Fadaruso spins as well. Looks like they're able not to hit anything, but man, just how aggressive that battle for the lead was. And that's how quickly it can end for these two guys. And unfortunately, it looks like all they lose is track position, but whew.
They got time to make up ground here, but they've already taken their tires, though, so not going to be an easy matter out there. But it just seemed like it was building to this for about a lap or so. There was some very aggressive moves out there, and when you saw the wheel-to-wheel contact, you just kind of came to the conclusions like, oh, this isn't going to end well very soon.
Yeah, that's basically what happened, and we're going to ride on board here with what Fadaruso saw out of his front windshield getting into the back end of Frankenfield as he was trying to let off, and he didn't want to spin himself as they hooked together. And around they both go, able to stay off the wall. We'll take another look from Frankenfield's point of view, or as far as we'll get a different camera angle here. Going down in the corner, Fadaruso just right there. And I think once he's sideways, all that momentum that Frankenfield lost, I don't think the contact was on purpose, but once Frankenfield lost that momentum, it was kind of a foregone conclusion that one of them was going to go around, and both of them ended up going around a little bit, but
yeah, nothing intentional there. It was just, I'd say, a poorly executed crossover move there as Fadaruso just a little too close there. So just a simple racing mistake out there. They'll brush it off and get right back to it as we see a couple of drivers decide to pit here. So luckily the damage to their track position not going to be too bad here as they are currently 7th and 8th for the current restart lineup, as it'll be Drunowski, your leader, alongside Ryan Gable on the front row. Tyler Fode, Kyle Sisko will be in row 2 for the restart, and then Zach Evans, Brandon Paul, and then you'll have Frankenfield and Fadaruso in the 4th row that have Capuano, Jay Canor, and Casey Hatchin, Jesse Rasmus.
Yeah, those are the only 12 cars left running in the show here tonight. And I think now if you're Fadaruso and Frankenfield, you probably almost got to work together a little bit to work their way back up to the front to battle up for this win.
I don't know about that. If these guys mix it up at the fronts, we've seen Drunowski and Gable be pretty aggressive themselves. If they mix it up and they kind of wad up the fields here, there's going to be an opportunity for Frankenfield and Fadaruso, who have the superior cars over guys such as Zach Evans and Brandon Paul out there.
Yeah,
and I think more iRacing experience as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be I think a fun one to watch these last 30 laps as looks like they get the 1 to go, and then we'll be back to green flag racing on lap 72. But through all this, and we haven't really seen too many aggressive moves from our points leader Tyler Fode, but he's holding on to that 3rd spot, and who knows now that this field's thinned out, and now with only 11 cars on the lead lap, I'm wondering if he's going to let it loose a little bit and maybe throw his hat in the ring as well.
If he's within a car length of the leads on the last lap, he'll go for it. I'm sure he'd love to celebrate this championship, potential championship, I should say, with a win out there. As again, he would also be the second driver to reach the 2-win mark on this 8-race schedule. As we are ready to go back to green, Drunowski selects the inside line. Green is in the air. Drunowski, a very nice start. Gable's going to, thought he was going to tuck it in, but he's going to instead fight to the outside. Now he's going to tuck it in behind as they move through turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, they are back 2 by 2 from third on back.
Oh! Drunowski and Gable get together, and around goes Drunowski. And I think they caution is out, or are they still green flag racing here? Looks like the caution.
That's a little surprising.
Yeah. Or is it still green flag? I think they still might be under green. Nope, this yellow is out. Yellow is out. But wow, contact between our two leaders to bring out another yellow. Be interesting to see what happened here. We'll get the replay.
Yeah, I think all the patience has gone out the window.
Oh yeah, I think it's go time. The gloves are off, and they are fighting tooth and nail to get this victory. And we'll see what happened.
Oh, Gable, I think that was a mistake there, Jen. He just simple misjudgment there. Gable is trying to tuck in behind, give Drunowski a bump draft, but he underestimated the closing rates there.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to get behind him going into the corner, and yeah, like you said, just misjudged it. And almost by the way he let off I guess the caution did come out, so he'll retake the lead. But just the way he let off the throttle there as well, you could tell he probably felt pretty bad about that contact. But luckily, Drunowski didn't hit anything, and he'll get back out there and try to work his way back up front in these last 25 laps or so.
Yep. So, been some top-notch modified racing here with the Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modified Tour here in iRacing. But if you want to see the real thing, you can do one of two things. You can come on out to Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park tomorrow in northeastern Connecticut, as we'll have a 75-lap Outlaw Open Modified race out there, as we're going to have some of the best in the house, as Eric Goodale is going to be back with us here, as well as Ryan Priest, Keith Rocco as well. So going to be quite the show Wednesday night. Again, come out to Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park or watch on Speed51.tv at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh, that should be a good show to watch indeed. And just to let you know, Overton Speed Shop came on board sponsoring tonight's race, and Overton Speed Shop is co-owned by Lee Overton and Chris Vascoy, and they have been a proud partner of Maconi Setup Shop since its inception over a year ago, providing Cup, Xfinity Truck, NIS, RTP setups every week. So again, thanks for coming on board, Overton Speed Shop, and hopefully we partner with you more in the future. It's good to have you aboard. Good setups they have there on Maconi Setup Shops as well.
I'll tell you what, they definitely picked the right race to come on board here, as there's rarely been a dull moment here in the Overton Speed Shop 100. Your final race of the 2021 Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modified Tour. Again, thank you for joining us here on the Elite Racing Network. Along with Mike Goodman, I'm Connor Sullivan here on the call, wrapping up what's been a fun last 2 months or so here with these mighty modifieds here on the Elite Racing League here on iRacing. So let's get the picture for you. Ryan Gable, he'll be your leader now, but he's going to have Kyle Cisco to his outside. We see Zach Evans. He's kept his nose clean. He's up into the second row on the outside, but he's got the championship leader, Tyler Fody, to his inside. And, of course, you still got Bottarusso and Frankenfield laying back there in the weeds, bringing back in the air as we are now working lap 78 here as we begin to get into the red zone at the Magic Mile.
And, man, what a great start Gable got on that one. He's going to get a good hole shot, but those guys behind him getting aggressive. Look like Zach Evans got kicked out of there just a little bit.
3 wide.
And, oh, yeah, 3 wide in the back of the pack. Trying to settle positions out here. Looks like Frankenfield trying to work his way back up front, moving into that 5th position. He's hungry. He wants that win. He was there not too long ago.
And
Can he work it up?
Bottarusso, he's already is there. He's got past the championship leader, Tyler Fody, for the 3rd position, and he is in hot pursuit of the top spot right now. Told you it wouldn't take long for Frankenfield and Bottarusso to get back into this, as we see now Frankenfield going after Fody and Brandon Paul trying to follow past.
Ooh, looks like Cisco was getting aggressive there too, trying to pass for the lead. He got up in the outside wall, and that opens the door up for Bottarusso to get to the inside of Gable, going down into turn number 1, side by side down the backstretch as they drag race down into turn 3. See who can get the advantage. Looks like Bottarusso might get the initial edge, but see if Gable gets the run coming out of turn 4.
Gable gets up really high, and that's going to open the door up. Here comes Cisco back to the inside as they cross the line now to complete lap number 80. We have 20 laps to go as Bottarusso, he gets the lead, trying to follow him past, and Cisco and Gable now going to battle for the 2nd position, and that's going to allow a brief respite for Bottarusso at the top spot.
Man, we've seen how hungry these drivers were on lap 50. Now we're getting down to 20 laps to go. I can't imagine how aggressive these guys are going to be in the closing laps here of the Overton Speed Shop 100. And right now, Gable's right on that back bumper of Cisco going down into turn 1, battling for that 2nd spot. But don't look now. Here comes Frankenfield on the inside, side by side out of turn number 2.
Boy, Frankenfield's able to hang with Gable on his inside. Again, outside's the place to be if you want the momentum at the Magic Mile. But Frankenfield, he is hanging in there on the inside line as they are dead even at the line. Scoring shows Frankenfield out in front, and he's going to wrestle Gable out of the way for the 3rd position as we see Fody now working on him. These, of course, are the top 2 in points, but Fody, all he has to do is just stay put, and he will be your champion.
Yeah, all he's got to do is cruise, let these guys battle up. And how about Jake Hanor in the 6th spot, trying to put the heat on Fody? We've seen him in a couple heavy incidents early on in this event, able to rally and try to work his way into the top 5. So nice way to salvage the day, as he's right in contention, right into the thick of things with under 20 to go.
Meanwhile, Dranowski, he's trying to make his way back up. He's to the outside of Brandon Paul and up into the 7th position as he locks onto the back bumper of Kaner. Meanwhile, Bottarusso, he has set sail from the top of the field. Now leads by about half a second there as they have been mixing it up amongst themselves. That's the best you can hope for. Is for Bottarusso is, again, these drivers racing from second on back, and that is exactly what they are doing. Frankenfield to the inside of Cisco for P2.
Yeah, he's kind of the only one trying to break away, moves up into that 2nd spot, trying to pull the crossover move. Is Cisco, can he do it? Looks like they just cross over. Who's side by side? Now they get in line as they complete lap 84, and now they're on 85. But, oh, man. These guys.
I'll tell you what, if I'm in the chat right now, unlike in real racing where drivers can't be on the same radio frequency, I'd be in the chat right now. It's just like, hey, let's settle down for a second. Let's get single file here and try to go get that lead position. But they are having none of it right now, as this is some of the most aggressive racing that we have seen thus far.
Yeah, and Frankenfield, and Cisco making a little contact. Gable now on the inside of Frankenfield for that third spot. He's moved up into the third position, knocked Frankenfield back into fourth, but hey, you know Chad's not going to go down without a fight. He's going to try to take a look back on the inside of Gable down the backstretch. Now Fody, he's decided it's time to turn up the wick, and he's going to look on the inside of Frankenfield going into 3.
Bodie, he thought about it and say he's going to get back into line as they get single file now. As they come back to the line. And Fadaruso, he's extending that lead as they just will not quit.
Yeah,
the battle right now is for the runner-up position.
Yeah, and again, if you're Fadaruso, you're loving this. He's licking his chops as these guys are just fighting like dogs for the second on back. And Fadaruso flirting with the biggest lead we've seen all day, almost getting it to up to a second as we complete lap number 87. And it looks like these guys, they can get in line for a little bit, but once they get those runs, it's too hard for their temptations not to make a move.
Yep, as things have calmed down a little bit now as we are now working lap 89. Contact between Cisco and Frankenfield. And now Fadaruso's lead is up to 1 second as the bell is back on for the second position. They are leaning on each other. Frankenfield's on the inside, Cisco on the outside. Now you got Gable thought about making it 3 wide behind as we see Tyler Fody still in the mix here. 4 cars going for the runner-up position.
Ooh, Cisco almost got pushed right out of the groove, able to hang on to hold on to the 4th spot for now. Or the 3rd spot, I should say, sorry, for now. As Gable and Fody are right on his back bumper. And man, oh man, this is just everything that Fadaruso wanted to see. Frankenfield now getting clear, see if he can catch back up to the leader. As now Fody is under heat from Canor, trying to battle into that top 5. And oh, Frankenfield goes around. I think he got help from the 6 car of Cisco. And they'll bring out a caution with only 10 laps to go.
Oh, and that's the last thing Fadaruso wanted to see. He had a 1.5-second advantage over these guys, but that's the one thing that you've got to risk of, is that there's hard racing behind you. There's a good chance that you might have some guys come together, and that's exactly what happened here, as we're just under 10 laps to go at New Hampshire.
And I gotta wonder, it looks like that was just hard racing between the two, and around goes the 15, and a hard hit for Drunowski in the back end of Frankenfield. I thought,
you know what? That might have been net code. It
see,
looked like there might have been a little space between the two.
Let's see if we can go back and look one more time. But I thought maybe because the lap before, Frankenfield kind of pushed Cisco up out of the groove. Thought maybe it was almost a little bit of a revenge tour. And it might have been, it did almost look like appear to maybe a little bit of net code. Let's see if we can get the chase view here. It's almost like a NASCAR Thunder.
Yeah, let's see.
Angle. Oh, nope. Looks like they did make contact right in that bar.
Yeah. I get up. Yeah, I gave Cisco the DOTD right there. And it was not well earned, as both Drunowski and Frankenfield are on pit road for repairs. Tough break. Easily Frankenfield's best shot at a win in the final race of the series, and it looks like it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it appears his chances of a win might be over, but let's see a Fadaruso who did get up to almost a 1.5-second lead there before the caution came out, but now the guy who caused the yellow, Cisco, he's going to have a shot at getting the victory here, getting his first win of the season. And
I'll tell you what, points-wise, Tyler Fody, he's sitting 5th, sitting pretty right now, just having these laps go by. Under the L, no threat to him, no chance of getting caught up in somebody else's mess. All's good in his world right now.
And it looks like Drunowski's going to be on pit road going a lap down. So that will only leave 10 cars on the lead lap. That will basically, in this last shootout, unless something really wild happens, Fody has this basically locked up as your 2021 Elite Modified Maconi Setup Shop's champion. But we still have this race to settle here. And again, how about, I can't say enough about that 9-car, Jake Knorr, in the 4th position after some of the hard contact that he had early on in this event. He still has a shot at maybe even picking up a victory here, especially with how these guys are aggressive ahead of him. So I don't know how damaged his car is, but certainly showing some speed hanging on to the top 5 right now.
Yep, indeed. As I think we're going to have about 5 to go if they can get 1 to go this time around. 5 to go in the race, obviously. So we'll keep an eye on the pace car. But Ray Fatarusso, he's going to need the restart of his iRacing life right here.
As they are getting down to 1 to go. Looks like Fatarusso choosing the outside this time.
So Fatarusso, he's going to go for the momentum rather than the short way around. As when they come back, they will complete 95 laps. We'll have a good old-fashioned 5-lap trophy dash.
Ooh.
So Fatarusso, your leader on the outside. It'll be Cisco in the runner-up spot on the inside. Row 3 will be Ryan Gable inside. Jake Kaner on the outside. Amazing run for him. Then it'll be your points leader, Tyler Fode, inside of row 3, alongside Brandon Paul. Haven't seen a lot of him, though, but he's done a good job to keep his nose clean. Same with Zach Evans back there in row 4. Chad Frankenfield's outside chance there. And also Thomas Capiano still in this. Here's the restart. Boy, what a restart it is for Ray Fatarusso, who's able to get the big launch into turn number 1. Gable, though, power move back to the inside, as it looks like they're going to mix it up for the second position once again, as Fatarusso, he's going to get the lead in front of all these guys, as Gable and Cisco now side by side for the runner-up spot.
Man, Cisco looked like he didn't get the best of restarts last time by. And as you said, once again, this is the best sight for Fatarusso as Knorr now. Oh, he makes contact with Cisco, and Cisco's going to go around, and we have another yellow out on the racetrack.
Oh, I think it's going to come down now to a green-white checkered, perhaps. Oh, you hate to see that. We've had some great racing, and unfortunately, the aggression level just a little bit too much here in the final few laps.
As Jake Knorr, looks like he was trying to dive hard into turn number 1. But he had Cisco right there on his outside.
I think that would, I don't know. It just looked like a racing incident. Oh, as we see Brandon Paul getting a piece of that as his good luck ran out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for the 18. Yeah, I think Knorr just misjudged this as he tried diving. Oh, yeah, it looks like Cisco, too, didn't realize that Knorr was going to make the move. So just aggressive racing by those two guys. As he said, with 5 laps to go, no one's going to give each other an inch. This is go time.
Yep, so just another racing incident out there again. Those two symbols coming together in an orchestra. So when they come back, there'll be 3 to go. They might be able to finish this in regulation, even though it will still be 2 to go as we see Cisco coming to the pits.
Probably getting a little bit of that damage. He did get a couple of hard shots from Zach Evans and Brandon Paul. I think even ahead of him, Zach Evans down pit road as well.
Yeah, so they both got a piece of that too. The members of Hacksaw Motorsports, of course, Ryan Gable, the top dog at Hacksaw Motorsports, though, he's still got a chance. It's going to be tough for him to win the championship. Fode's still right there, and again, the amount of cars on the lead lap now, I think his championship hopes are over, but he's got a chance to be the winningest driver on the Elite Modified tour here, but Ray Fatarusso, he's got a chance to match his mark here, as we're going to have a green-white checkered overtime restart coming up here in the season finale for the Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modifieds.
And you know, if you're Fatarusso too, you know, the way he kind of won it, it was a wacky one at Bristol. almost won it by just the pit cycles and how that all played out, and still had to hold off Wilkinson. It was a very good race there at the end. But I think just to outrun him, and the way he's outrun him here at New Hampshire, it's been very impressive, pulling up to the biggest leads we've seen tonight. And it'll be a good way to cap off his 2021 season.
So lights still on the pace car. Oh, come on, iRacing. Wasn't that huge a wreck out there?
Extra cleanup.
I want to see how this is going to end up here. We have had a absolute thriller out here. This goes to show you don't need the big time fields at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, especially if you've watched the old Wheeling All-Star shootout races that they used to have back in the summer at New Hampshire Motor Speedway with the top members of the NASCAR Wheeling Modified Tour. Seen some amazing finishes here, and I'd like to think that we're setting up for another good one here. As the running order, it will be Ray Fadaruso, Ryan Gable now, your front row, Jay Knorr, Tyler Fode, row 2. You'll have Chad Frankenfield, Thomas Capuano, DC Hatch there. Oh, make that Kyle Sisko. Well, they're kind of
jumbling up here on the double file restart.
Yes, I believe the lights are off now.
But I was gonna say, if you want to predict a winner, who do you think's gonna who you calling?
I think Fadaruso, he's behaved the most. I think he's used up his tires the least out of all these guys. So I think he can.
Uh-oh, did we lose him again? No one tell me we
Gets
lost.
the bumper
Oh, there we go.
just a little bit too aggressively at the end here. But
yeah, I think Fadaruso is going to be in a pretty good position here.
jumping around here.
There we go. Are we good?
Yep, we are good.
We're good. Oh, good to go. Whew.
Yep, thought we were good. Ooh, that was a close one here. All right, here we go. Fadaruso sees the green flag. Back underway here.
No! No!
Oh, goodness.
Oh, as Knorr was doing all he could to get the lead, and oh man, what a tough break for the 26.
That was Homestead 2016 right there.
That was
unbelievable.
Very much a reminiscent of that. It's coming to the green flag. Oh man, tough block. I mean,
he's got no one to blame but himself. He threw the block.
Through the block, and oh man, what a tough break for that 26 machine, as he looks like his night is going to be over.
Unbelievable. I'm not sure. Will they get a chance at another restart, or is that it?
I believe it still says 3 to go. We should have at least one more chance at a green-white checkered.
So Ryan Gable now with a shot at the hat trick on the season.
And don't look out now, guy we almost counted out after getting in a couple of wrecks. Frankenfield worked. Now he's going to be in second after all the riffraff there. And how about Tyler Fode? He could cap off his season with the victory as well in the top 3 on this last restart. So, man, we've seen just about everything here tonight, Connor, and we still got 3 laps to go.
Yeah, it's interesting coming to the Magic Mile, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I didn't think we were going to see a Homestead moments there, but it wasn't exactly for the championship, but again, it was for the race win. Oh, it was absolutely gutted for Ray Fadaruso. Again, he made a bit of a desperate move, which kind of didn't have to make, honestly.
And I'm wondering if he just panicked because he didn't get the best restart. I mean, we've seen him have better restarts here tonight. And again, maybe just a little bit of a panic moment. And unfortunately, he will be unable to get that second win of the season. And he'll still get a top 10. I mean, if you're going to hang your hat on anything there, as we do only have, I believe, 9 cars on the lead lap. And that will officially clinch the championship to the third place runner, Tyler Fode.
So, yep, but I'll tell you what, that means he can take the gloves off right now. He can go for his second race win of the season. as we will go for the second overtime attempt.
And every time it seems like when Fody won, Gable was second, and the times that it's kind of reverse flip flop. When Gable won, Fody was second. Fody won, Gable was second. There, if I said that correctly, I'm jumbling myself up. But we've seen these two guys battle out all season long, very, very hard. These guys, former teammates in the NASCAR Elite Joint APS Cup Series. So you gotta wonder. I think they'll be starting in the same row on the inside once we get back going green. I gotta think these guys are gonna put on a show and watch out for the fireworks in these final few laps.
All right, lights off the pace car. Re-rack them again. Brian Gable, your leader, selects the inside. To his outside, it's going to be Chad Frankenfield. Then your points leader, Tyler Fody, in third position. Again, he's basically locked things up right now here. Of Jay Canor to the outside. Then you'll have Thomas Capuano, who he's probably the one driver who's been able to keep his nose clean through all this chaos. He'll be inside of row 3 alongside Kyle Sisko. You also have Casey Hatch, Zach Evans. Evans, he had a little bit of damage. He's back in this thing. So those are your contenders here. Let's see. Hopefully we can have a clean restart here as the pace car will make the dive for cover to pit road.
Good start by Gable.
Gable quick to start. And he's back in front as Frankenfield thinks about a crossover move. Here he comes.
Oh, looks like he's
very aggressive there. A little wheel-to-wheel contact. Gable forces him up out of the way.
And it looks like
we got a yellow.
A yellow is out. Oh, it looks like maybe Jay Canor, I believe. Was he? No. Oh, yes. Maybe blew his engine on the restart.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Man, oh man. So that will extend to another green-white checker. I believe we have up to 3. This might be, I'm not sure if that was 2 or 3 we got to.
And we were having such a good run there. Unbelievable.
Oh, and it looks
hardly ever see engine failures here. Let's see. Unless it was
a little contact.
Oh.
And I'm sure Canor's car pretty fragile from the earlier incidents, but aggressively going for that 4th spot between him and Sisko. Take one more look at it.
Yeah, not much to say on that one, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so Canor's night is over after the awesome rally he did have. It looks like Sisko's on pit road as well. We have top 6 cars stay out as we will re-rack them once again. Try to settle this one out. It was shaping up, I think, to be a heck of a battle between the 12 and the 15.
Still going to be. I don't know. I think Frankenfield might have revealed his car's a little too early, but I don't know. Gable, though, you're kind of a sitting duck out there when you're the leader. It's all on the guy in second position that will make the first move.
Yeah, and I think even Gable got about a good of a restart that you can hope for. And Frankenfield still being able to dive into turn 1 and get alongside of him. And you seen what he was willing to do. He was pushing Gable up the racetrack right before that yellow came out. It's like, as you said, I wonder if he did show his hand a little too soon. So now Gable might defend a little bit differently on this next restart. So we still got a lot to be settled. And holy crap, I'm still surprised. I think Canor is still out there. He's still running, still on the lead lap. Hey, man, I got to tip my cap to him. Just awesome.
I think the goal is just finished. I think the goal is just finished at this point.
Yeah, at this point just finished, but it looked like with the car smoking, his night was going to be over. And hey, man, you never know. Some chaos could happen ahead of him, as it seems to happen around him all night long.
Considering what we've seen.
Yeah, he could still end up maybe with the top 5, but I think with that 9 car, if he finishes on the lead lap, I think that's a big accomplishment for all the trouble that he got involved in, and a lot not of his own doing. So let's see if he can rally one more time. As we still, I believe, let's see, the pace car lights. They're still on, so we'll have a, or is it?
Oh.
No, I think they went out. I
Nope,
think.
you're right. Yep, they're off.
They are off.
They're covered up. Gable, he's going to do the same as he did the last restart. He's going to take the inside line, force Frankenfield to make the aggressive move here. So again, we'll re-rack him again. Ryan Gable, Chad Frankenfield, the front row. Tyler Froty, Thomas Capuano, row 2. Casey Hatch, Zach Evans, row 3. Jesse Rasmus, and J.K. Canor in row number 4, as it looks like Cisco's still on pit road, so he is out of this one. It looks like the top 6 are actually the ones that are re-racked here, so
I
we're about 6 or 7 cars to go at it for the finish here.
Yeah, I think Canor is just basically out there going to try to finish this one out, as we are back to green flag racing. What a good start by Gable, but I think it's still within pouncing range for Frankenfield as they're going to dive into turn 1.
Let's see if they can make it through turn 1 cleanly this time. Everybody really spreading out here, trying to just get a clean restart. Still a long way to go here. 2 laps to go. Again, I think a lap from now is when you're going to see the final moves be made out here, as Frankenfield thinks about the dive to the inside, but Gable quick to shut the door.
Ooh.
As we are coming back to the white flag. Frankenfield, he's going to the inside. He doesn't want to wait. As we get the white flag, 1 to go at the Magic Mile. Frankenfield, he makes the dive into turn 1, as Fody now moving up on the back of Ryan Gable.
Oh, it looks like Gable got loose.
Shut the door. Frankenfield's going to take the defensive line into turn number 3. Gable down, almost into the grass. He's to the lead. Here comes the crossover from Frankenfield as they come back towards the line. Off 4, drag race. Frankenfield with the edge. It's going to be Chad Frankenfield getting the win in the Overton Speed Shop 100 at the Magic Mile. What
Wow.
a couple of moves by Chad Frankenfield, as he is going to end the season with a victory in the Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modifieds.
And wow, how about Fody getting second at the line? I think that deserves one more look. That last
Absolutely.
lap. Oh man, that was amazing. Those guys put on a heck of a show. I think all those top 3 got to tip the cap to that. That was an amazing moves.
Think about the race we saw in the real world just a month ago at Loudon. Ryan Preece, he made the same move there, taking it 3 wide to the inside. So we'll start here with the white flag. We see Frankenfield. Boy, man, he took the initiative early on, and he gave Gable the chance for a counterattack here. I was very surprised here. Gable, he had a chance here, but again, he slides, he loses all the momentum. And Frankenfield, he just kept his foot in it just enough. He had just enough racetrack, and wow, they did touch a little bit as Gable got up into the wall, but that is just good, hard, Magic Mile modified racing. What a finish. It is the finish that we promised you at the top of this broadcast. Certainly hope you enjoyed it here on the Elite Racing Network, as we see Fody
giving him the little celebratory bumps. I think Gable doing a little burnouts going on to pit road. They all got to give themselves a pat on the back for an awesome way to end this 12 round title fight here. As
that was
Fody,
8.
It was 8. I suppose 8. And what a finish here. Frankenfield doing the burnouts. Oh,
Holy cow.
Getting into Capuano there a little bit.
What in the world? Get him out of there. You're stinking up the show.
And Fody's doing his burnouts as our champion as well.
Very nice.
So very fitting for both these guys.
So how about this top 3? Frankenfield gets his first win of the season in the last race. Tyler Fode, runner-up, gets the championship. And Ryan Gable, because Frankenfield won the race. Oh, they're doing burnouts, but Gable, though, he's able to claim the title as the winningest driver on the 2021 Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modified season.
So yeah, very fitting too that they will get the results up here as well. So yeah, very fitting that they were able to finish 1, 2, 3, being the kind of way to cap off the season. But we do have Chad Frankenfield, our winner of the Overton Speed Shop 100. And Chad, man, you between you, Gable, and Fode, you put on one heck of a show there on the final lap. You and Gable going at it, slipping and sliding through the corners, and you're able to get the victory. Was it all about timing, or go through the last lap a little bit?
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yep, I got you.
All right, my audio's acting up a little weird. Yeah, it was pretty interesting race. I got used up a lot tonight by a couple guys. So I kind of went into those last couple of laps with the mindset I wasn't gonna be denied. I think it was my mindset. I didn't want to be too dirty with it. But I'm sure Gavel kind of expected, being on the outside on the exit of 2, that I wasn't going to just lift and do whatever. So, yeah, it was a wild last lap there. But I mean, the modifieds in New Hampshire are just, man, it's a blast.
It looked like Ryan kind of pulled his inner Ryan Priest there, trying for that dive towards the grass there. But it looked like he just did a heck of a job of just being able to use what little racetrack he had and just kept your foot in it and was able to win the drag race to the line with a little wheel-to-wheel rubbing.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's one of those deals. I wasn't gonna put him in a situation where I feel like he was gonna get DNFs, but I wasn't gonna, like I said, I wasn't gonna lift off of 2. I mean, I've been running the modifieds in our series now. This is probably like my 40th start, and I've had a chance. I've got taken out of the wins here twice, Bristol twice. Right off once the green flag flew, I felt like I was the fastest car tonight, so I just needed to be where I needed to be. And I told Fode before the restart, I sent him a message. I said, just so you know, I'm sending it. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna go for the win here. I understand he's in a championship fight, so I wanted to let him know, like, hey, like, I may wreck myself here trying to go for this win. So I think that's kind of why he kind of just backed off. But yeah, I mean, usually I don't run like that even at the end. But I've been wanting one of these modified races for so long now, and to be able to do it, thank you guys. Thank you to Maconi Setup Shop, Overton Speed Shop, for sponsoring everything. Days Gone By Vintage Apparel for being on my car. I'm in the TC throwback. I remember watching him run at Nazareth Speedway, and this was my all-time favorite car that he ran. So to be able to win in this car is kind of neat as well, because he was my favorite driver growing up in the Modifieds and Busch North Series. So.
Hey, Chad, I think you got to sound a little bit more excited, man, after a win. That was a awesome win, awesome show. And again, like you were saying, some of the good runs that you've had all season long, and just coming up, short or getting involved in some incidents, it's got to feel real good to cap off this season with a victory.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did a fist bump after the race. I mean, I was jacked up. It's so hard to win in Elite, no matter what series you're running. I mean, whether it was our off-season ARCA series or this series. I mean, we have some of the best modified drivers on iRacing running this series. So to be able to get a win, and I've had a rough couple weeks on the NASCAR end of things. Got wrecked in the Clash, the duels. So to be able to get a little momentum going into the 500 tomorrow is huge as well. So, yeah, definitely it's exciting for sure.
Chad, I gotta as a Connecticut guy, I definitely share your excitement for being able to bring that TC Mystique Motorsports car to victory lane. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. And like I said, he was my favorite driver, and to again to be able to win in this car is neat as well, especially at a track I'm sure he did really well at. So I'll tell you what, New Hampshire's Modified's probably the best combination you could do on here. Way underrated. So it was an awesome race. So thank you guys.
Yeah, awesome race indeed, and congratulations, Chad. Good luck tomorrow, as long as you're finishing behind me.
Yeah, well, if it goes like it's been, we'll both be on the hauler by lap 10. So.
Yeah, probably. All right, Chad. You have yourself a good night, and hopefully you'll be interviewed tomorrow and get to hear from you tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
You bet. And there goes Chad. And next up, we'll bring the guy who finished third. We'll save the championship boy for last. We'll bring in Ryan Gable, who finished in third. And Ryan, man, it looked like you were in position to win. And wow, what a show you guys put on all day long, but just weren't quite able to get the victory done. But overall, 2 wins this season. You can't be hanging your head too much after that.
Yeah, no, it was a good season. I mean, that race, oh man, it was fantastic. Can't beat Modifieds at Loudon. It's the best show on earth, really. It was awesome, fun race, and it's almost as good as it is in real life here on iRacing. And getting to pull some sliders like that, I made such a good move on Chad, and he was able to cross me over. I mean, it was, I don't want to say it was dirty. It was borderline. It was good, hard last lap racing. So, I mean, I'll be fine with that little move he made on me, using the bumper, using the door. It's what happens, you know. I'll take third to finish the season. P2 in points, it looks like. Got to congratulate Tyler on the championship for sure. I had a chance coming into tonight, but it came down to 1 or 2 wrecks throughout the season and a missed race that probably came into play there, costing me the championship. But either way, a lot of fun tonight. Wish I could have made it 3 wins. I'll take a 2-win season, though, and P2 in the points. I mean, it was pretty solid.
Well, you're still the winningest driver on the schedule, though, so at least that's something you can come away with. But, yeah, it definitely looks like you kind of challenged your inner Ryan Priest there. The pass was very similar to what we saw about a month ago, but looks like you were just unable to finish it this time around.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was pretty much doing. And I was just talking to Tyler Fody there. He was sitting third. He was going to run the top line and try to cross us over, but we got a pretty decent run, the two of us, from the bottom, and he wasn't able to make it happen. So he was trying to pull the Bonsignor move or the Priest move to cross us over and win the race, but didn't get to make it work there. It was close, but you know, it is what it is. I love racing the mods at Loudon. We survived the race like most didn't, and picked up a solid finish. So, you know, I'll take it any day. Most wins on the season. I don't know how is the only repeat winner. I mean, so many good drivers in the field, but either way, such a fun season. These cars are a lot of fun. I hope we get to do them again soon with the Elite Racing League, but we'll have to see what comes next. From now, it's going to be running some part-time races in Cup and Xfinity in the Elite Racing League, but no more full-time stuff for a little while at least, but I'll be back.
Yeah, what a way to kind of cap off your full-time driving right now, and again, good shows you put on all season. You know, right before that last restart, I was just noting how you and Fody have put on some of the best racing that I've ever seen on iRacing, and now you threw Frankenfield in the mix here tonight and didn't disappoint as well. But any shout-outs you want to give here to cap off the season?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout-out to Maconi Setup Shop for sponsoring the league and supplying the great setups that we use throughout the season. I got to thank Chad and everybody at the Elite Racing League, you guys at the Elite Racing Network. I got to thank WesleyOutland.com, teammates Brandon Paul, Daryl Canfield, Patrick Cahey for running with us for the season. All had pretty good runs at least a couple times throughout the year, and it all went well. I feel bad I took out Daryl tonight, so I got to apologize to Daryl for sure. Felt bad for that bit of contact on that hectic restart after we came down the pits, but congratulations again to Tyler Fody. I mean, he was really consistent all season long. He made less mistakes than me. So, I mean, that's what got him the championship, and he deserved it. Wanted 3 Tuesday night series championships in a row, but I'm going to come up short on the third one. But that's all right to me. I did pretty well, so I'm happy about that. And, on to whatever the next race is, on to that one.
Well, again, congratulations on a good season, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you out here soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, boys.
Yep, you bet. That was Ryan Gable, and next up we'll bring our champion, finishing second in tonight's race. It's Mr. Raw Talent, Tyler Fody. And Fody, looked like for the most part you took it easy and stayed out of the riffraff, and once it came down to it, it looked like you had a puncher's chance for the win.
Yeah, I was trying to hide in the weeds that whole race. I mean, I didn't even know if I wanted to qualify. I did qualify, and then after that first run, I went into the pits, and I was like, I'm done. I'm going to wait this out. And, yeah, once we knocked, 3/4 of the field out of contention, I realized there's no way I could finish that bad to still lose it. So we got up on the wheel there, and man, the gloves were off between the front half of the field. It seemed like everyone was sending it in, slamming each other. It was awesome. I don't know how I feel about Chad winning though. It just doesn't sit right with me. It's so anticlimactic. We were sitting there. I was rooting for Gable even. They were going back and forth, and I was hoping with them throwing it in at each other, I was going to cross over all them and beat them out of the corner. But I don't know where they found grip on the apron, but they both got out of the corner pretty good, and I was just able to get Gable. But, congrats to Chad. I got to give props to Gable for being a heck of a competitor all season long. Really pushed me, and we'll take the title here.
It's again, it's your first season running the modifieds. Now you've got a lot of experience in iRacing, and especially on the elite racing lead through all the series, though. But with this driver pool of talent, little surprised that you're able to come away with the title, even though it was a close race.
Yeah, the first, obviously, the first race getting the win was kind of shocking to me. I didn't think we were going to be that strong out the gate, but there was a little bit of circumstance involved in that. And the rest of the season, I feel like we had speed. I just had to figure out the car. Some of these guys that were in here have been running this for, I think, all 3 seasons of the modified. So, and they probably run it in the official iRacing stuff too. So it was all a big learning experience, but the whole season we were just trying to get the best result we could to just carry ourselves to this point, and it worked out pretty well. Whenever they decide to run this mini series again, I'm sure I'll pop in and see what I got second time around. I'd like to get a few more wins. Gable got me a couple times. I think we were 1, 2, 3 or 4 times this season, and he got the better of me on a couple. But no, I'm ready if we do it again, and I look forward to it.
Yeah, and you're talking about the competitor that Gable is just the show that you two put on all season long. It was tremendously fun to watch. But one question I want to ask you, picking up this championship, if we go back to the last season in the Cup Series and the controversy that kind of folded and you fell up short on that, do you feel any redemption of getting this title?
For sure. That's in the past now, and I'm sure it'll probably be brought up for seasons to come here whenever we get it down to that time. But no, for sure it feels good. It'll be much more of a statement if we can go and do it again in the 3 major series. But no, it feels good here, starting with the 3 other series getting ready to kick off, to have this to hang my hat on. It feels good.
Well, I'll do the same thing with that I did to Chad. I'll wish you luck tomorrow as well, but as long as you're finishing behind me, whatever the odds of that, whatever the odds of that are happening. But before we go, let you celebrate your championship. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, first to you guys. As far as the commentary, it's been hilarious watching it back. You guys did awesome. Really enjoyed watching these races. Shout out to Gable too, again, for being the competitor that he is all season long. I think this was his first time, maybe second time in the modifieds, but for us to show up and be 1-2 in the standings with all the regulars, I don't want to say it was all luck. Maybe it has to do with some of that raw talent you were mentioning, that we just happened to be top 2 there. But no, shout out to him. I got to thank Days Gone By and Blue Egg also for being on the modified. Miss Goodies, of course. Can't forget that. thank you for painting it. I'm sure we got it a bunch of airtime, so thanks to them. And yeah, we look forward to hitting the high banks tomorrow. Maybe come up with another win.
All right, awesome night and awesome championship. And again, yeah, good luck tomorrow, and get that Blue Egg Days Gone By car up front again, and hopefully they'll be talking to you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Tyler Fode, your 2021 Elite or Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modified Champion. And man, Connor, after all the dust is settled, I'm not even exaggerating when I've said some of the races I've seen in this series this season have been some of the best I've either witnessed or been a part of in iRacing. It's been a good show this season.
Man, it's what we've seen here. It's definitely helped do justice to the sport of modified racing that we have out there in the real world. Just some of the action that we've seen, it definitely lived up to the spirit of the drivers that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower out there. So it was quite the show out there. Hey, thanks for having me aboard here on the Elite Racing Network. It was a lot of fun. With my racing schedule, it's a little tricky to do some of these races, but had fun doing the majority of the schedule this season. Hopefully, maybe I can come in on a substitution role, perhaps maybe throughout the year, or perhaps maybe on some other things that come up. But again, thank you to yourself, Chad, and everyone for having me here on ERN.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and yeah, thanks for making my Tuesdays very interesting, and yeah, hopefully we'll get the band back together someday.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have the modifieds roll again. I don't know if Chad's on there listening, but see them perhaps maybe roll one more time before summer 2022. So, because I'll tell you what, this was a heck of a lot of fun.
Oh yes, some of the best racing on iRacing, that is for sure. But with that, we'll wrap up tonight's event to end the season here for the Maconi Setup Shop Elite Modifieds. Thank you all for tuning in all season long, and a special thanks to Maconi Setup Shop for sponsoring all season long, and of course Overton Speed Shop, who sponsored tonight's event. For Connor Sullivan, I'm Mike Goodman. Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's race, and see you all tomorrow night right here on ERN for the Home Place Beer Daytona 500, and that will be at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, so tune in. Until then, have a good night.